everybody. Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Yay, you made it to Alive. So happy to have you here. Um, Whoever else is here, please check in and say hello. I'm primping, sorry. Um, Phew, hold on. Hold on again. Hi, Deborah. It is dry lip season, so gotta grease them up. Grease them up, drink plenty of water. I usually have the humidifier running. Um, how was your week? Oh my God, you guys. Whew. It's been something. This retro. Hi, Sherry. Yay. Hola. Um, it has been something. Uh, just this. I hope you watched my new moon video that I finally got up today. Usually, well, today is when you guys usually would see it, like the day before the moon. Unless you're a patron, you usually see it 5 days to a week before the new and the full moon. But I did not make that happen this week. I've had computer problems where my computer just suddenly decided that it could not find the internet, even though it was showing me that it was connected via Wi Fi and connected via the hard wire. But nope, internet's nowhere to be found. And I'd open up my internet thing, it's like connected. Do you want to disconnect? No. No, in fact, I don't. So there was that. Um, I got hit with a migraine on Monday, just out of the blue. And usually I get, hi, Eric, welcome. Usually I don't get severe migraines. What I will get is the pinpointed visual, that tiny little flash, and then I get to watch the wheel expand. But usually by the time it would be full blown, I've gotten ahead of things and I don't have the migraine. At least I don't get bad head pain, let's put it that way. But Monday, in the middle of everything, all of a sudden it was just like, bam, full wheel. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I lost Monday. Yesterday, before I remembered that I'd had a migraine and the day after is always hit by a truck day, um, I was trying to get something done, anything. And I couldn't do it. It'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'd sit down and I just felt myself pulled all over the place. Well, the Venus Jupiter conjunction that's happening in Aquarius right now is exactly opposing my Sun Uranus conjunction. So try to find focus, try to narrow things in with Jupiter opposing your Sun. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. It was like, no, let's do this and let's do this. Until I finally, it's like, I'm doing nothing. I can do nothing because I cannot pull my focus in to anything. And then in just the last half hour, I was in a mad scramble because suddenly my computer decided it could not find my overhead cam. Couldn't find it. I'm looking everywhere. They are showing up in my hardware just as microphones and not cameras. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So somehow my overhead cam got deactivated in my OBS software. So it's just like minutes vigilance for Mercury. But you know what? It's not Mercury's fault that we want everything to go linear, you know, in a linear direction. So I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that I have both cameras. I'm glad that you're here. Definitely glad that you're here. So since you're here, hit that like button. Do it. I want to watch the counter. Ting, 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 ting. And if you feel so moved, please hit one of the donate buttons below. Because, okay, now I've got to put out the pitch. The truth of it is my computer is 10 years old. It has gotten a new hard drive. It has gotten a new motherboard a year ago, but now my ports are starting to fail. I have noticed that my mouse keeps unmounting itself and mounting, unmounting and mounting, and I thought it was the mouse, and now I'm realizing it's the ports. Because I've had some other ports go hinky as well, and one of them is my hardwire Ethernet port. So things are starting to go wrong, and I mean, 10 years for a computer is a hell of a long time. A hell of a long time. And I just feel like it's one of those any day now things it could go. So if you feel like sending me a donation, please do. Please do. I will put it in my box, my computer funding box, you know. Anyhow, major things going on today, major historic things going on. And yes, I did watch a good bit of the trial this afternoon into this evening. Yes, it's incredibly upsetting and traumatic. And absolutely airtight, cut and dried. You know, they're just laying down the path, the stones on the path. There's nothing that they have to ask people to stretch their imaginations to conclude. But still, I think without a lot of public pressure on the insurrectionists that are in the Senate, we don't stand a chance of impeachment. So now that this damning evidence is being laid out so very clearly, I think public pressure on Rand Paul and Tim Cruz, what the fuck's his name? Ted Cruz, Grandpa Munster, and Lindsey Graham, and, you know, those guys that are still siding with him need to hear some public pressure. Otherwise, you know, I don't know what. But I don't want to talk about that tonight. I don't want to talk about that. We are in the most incredible Aquarian energy. Unfortunately, it's a Mercury retro, so it's all going to be, you know, impractical and internal. But when things go impractical, that means it's very easy to go spiritual. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're a witch and the spiritual is practical. So tomorrow, we've got a great opportunity to take this wave of hope, and not just the wave of hope, but the wave of awakening that's going to be coming on the heels of what they've been presenting all day today. Because I think there were still Americans that were either, you know, head in the sand or just sort of deciding not to take a side, or, you know, whatever. Hopefully, may every mind out there that is capable of change be changed by what we've seen today. Please, please, please. So I want to work on that tomorrow. In my new moon magic, I am going to work on taking this good change for the greater good, Aquarian change, optimism, hope for a new future, innovation, down with the dogma, in with innovation for the common good. And that's what I'm going to be working on. So tonight, okay, I only see 2 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. See, Marcy isn't here. I think Marcy and Amy and Baby Joe are the ones that are my cheerleaders for the like button. But it really does help. It helps people see my channel. So I picked tonight the 2 most Aquarian decks I have, because aside from the Sun-Moon conjunction in Aquarius, there are 4 other planets there. There's the retrograding Mercury, which is now back ahead of the Sun-Moon conjunction, which is happening at 23 degrees. Mercury, I think, is at 16. Jupiter and Venus are at 12. Yes. Jupiter and Venus are at 12 degrees. And Saturn, I think, is at 4. Something like that. 2. Can't remember exactly where Saturn is. But, I mean, think about this. We've got Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. This is big stuff. It's one thing if you've got like some of the heavy planets and the other ones are just waltzing through. But when you have 6 of the 7 classical planets in the sign of Aquarius, if these were the days before the outer planets were discovered, we would have 1 planet out of Aquarius, and that would be Mars in Taurus. So, you know, the fixity is big, very big, which means it's powerful. Fixed signs are potent. So the energy we have, this Aquarian energy, is extremely potent and powerful. And we've got planets in every decanate of Aquarius, which means the vibe of all air signs is involved. So make sure that you do some good magic tomorrow, and let's keep the vibration high. Just keep, lifting, lifting, lifting. We've been dragged into the mud for a long time now, and it's time for us to start lifting, 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 and continuing to raise the vibration with hope and innovation and, optimism for humanity. Okay, sermon over. So the Voyager deck and the what the hell is this again? The Starseed Oracle. See, Mercury, And as I was kind of just giving them a wake-up shuffle, these two flipped out. Child of the Cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. Thanks for that reminder. And then this one, Star Family, it says you're part of a team of souls, call in support. So that's why I'm calling in the support and asking, please, if you have the wherewithal, no donation is too small. Don't be embarrassed about $1. $1 is $1, it's the intention that goes with it that really counts. So please feel free to donate. And hit the like button. Come on, you guys. Do that for me. And let's see, we've got, nope, somebody dropped out. All right. Let's get ready here. So first of all, I have to slow down because my brain is not keeping up with anything. That's one of the rules with Mercury retro, because Mercury, remember, is quicksilver. It likes to move fast. And when Mercury's retrograde, things don't move fast. So I'm constantly getting ahead of myself. And I offer you this smoke cleanse. I offer you air and fire. That your atmosphere and your mind be clear, purified, and charged. And cleansed of any negativity, any excess or deficiency. And then, let me put a little, for water and earth, that you may be blessed and made whole. And then, let's ask our ancestors and allies, guides and guardians to please come be with us tonight. Please come. I bless you and I thank you for your presence here. And I will try my best to keep my mind open and still so that your messages may come through. And to my two wonderful tools here, I offer you the fire of Azrael. Be a true tool of wisdom, divination, the voice of spirit. So mote it be. And to the Starseed Oracle, may you as well be a true tool of divination and a voice of spirit. So mote it be. All right, Aquarians. Not too much longer in Aquarius. All right, let me see if these will spread for me. Oh, come on. Here we go. Spread those out. And spread those out. All right. I was thinking it would be fun at some point. I'm not going to do it now because I didn't prepare, but wouldn't it be fun to have like to use a crystal or a pebble or something to like toss across the line of cards and let it pick? I think that would be a good idea. It would also be fun to take a pendulum and just get it swinging, 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 close your eyes and let it, drop and see whatever it lands on. So, as you can see, my brain is just going in all different directions. So, all right. Aquarians, where shall we go for you? And tonight, here's something I've noticed. As I've been working with Lenormands and the Carrot cards and things that are really geared towards fortune telling and seeing the future, it has really cost me. It has pulled me off of my center. As you've heard me say many times, when you're focused on the future, you're not in your center. And that focus and learning that system has pulled me off my center and into this future focus, and it has raised my anxiety levels. So what we're going to do here is not look at what the week ahead holds for you. It's just, here's something to focus on this week. Here's something that you can use, to raise your own vibration this week. How's that? And what you can't see here is I've got my big honkin' black tourmaline here. I've got my selenite over here because I really feel the need for protection, especially my electronics. All right, Aquarians. Do I have any Aquarians watching? Hands up. All right, I'm feeling here. And Child of the Cosmos comes out again. This is one of the cards that had flipped out in the beginning. And Aquarius, indeed, you are the cosmic child. Aquarians, to me, have a great deal of difficulty fully arriving on this planet. They just don't quite land. And here, let's make this closer for you. Why don't we? There we go. Is that good? Can you see? Let me know what you think. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. And sometimes it's just a matter of relaxing your mind and listening so that you hear the cosmic mind that's speaking inside of you. My father was Aquarius. I have my sun conjuncting Uranus, so I've got that Aquarian vibe going on there. And then Three of Wands is compassion. So Aquarian as well, although Pisceans are the ones that are compassionate from their emotional body, feeling with each other. When you're talking about an Aquarian and their humanitarian interests, it is an intellectual interest. It's not an emotional one. Compassion emotionally is like, I want to help others because I literally feel their suffering. With an Aquarian, it's because I can imagine something better. I can imagine better. And I see just the view is so broad with Aquarians, and they just don't like to do things because we've always done it that way. So compassion for an Aquarian can be an intellectual exercise and an exercise in how can I make it better for someone else? How can I improve the world? How can I bring innovation? So for you, Aquarius, this coming week, I want you to think about that. How can you bring innovation into your life in a way that is going to lift you up and make you better able to serve as this child of the cosmos? Where do you need to put your ideas out? What kind of forum or group or something is there that you can get involved in, that you can start sharing your ideas? Now, on a Mercury retrograde, you're not going to really, start a club or things like that. But this following week, just start thinking about it. What is my new vision for the future? What is universal intelligence telling me? And how can I look to manifest and express that in a compassionate way this week? All right? Starting, of course, with yourself. Right? No Aquarians here, eh? All right, y'all are really quiet, and I always feel like, people turned me on and then they walked away because I'm terribly boring. So if you're here, please engage. Uh-oh. I knew it. I just told my husband, you know what? I haven't seen a stink bug in days. There's one up in my light right now. All right. Pisces. All right, these are going to be that hard to spread out, for crying in a bucket. Okay. I have a feeling that some people are glued to the internet watching the trial tonight because my regulars, a lot of my regulars aren't here. Oh well. Okay. For Pisces. All right, they're pulling me over here. What do you notice? See, this is why I put them together and shuffle them. Okay, hold on. I got to get my husband up here. And this is Star Ancestors. Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom. Look a little deeper. Because I can see it. It's up in the bowl of my lamp, and it's kicking up little things of dust and making noise, and it's bugging me. All right. Compassion comes out again. Pisces is like, hey, you were talking about compassion. That's my card. So, jumped out again. And Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom, look a little deeper. All right, Pisces, you are the ones with access to that deep collective unconscious, that deep well. I look at it as a well or an underground ocean of cosmic consciousness and compassion. So this is talking about Pisces spending this week to kind of go more deeply into your own psyche, finding your own hidden secrets and lost wisdom. I mean, 12th house, the Pisces natural house, is about hidden secrets, hidden enemies, secrets, things that you can't see. So Pisces, time to go connect with your star and ancestors, and as with Aquarius, but this time you are connecting with like your ancestral wisdom. How can you bring that forth this week and show compassion for others? We're hurting. We're hurting in this country, and we're getting re-traumatized with this trial. So I'm going to tell you again, like I did after the insurrection and around the inauguration and everything, please monitor yourself and your intake. And when you feel yourself yelling at the TV, or before you get to the point of yelling at the TV, please step away and do something else. And like I say, I will step away, but I'll never look away. So it's sort of like I will step out, but I'm aware. I'm not going to check out. Okay, hold on. I'm going to call my stink bug killer. Cliff, what? I'm live and there's a stink bug in my lamp. Okay. He's coming to get it. He saves me. Yes, he saves me from bugs. Here he comes. It's in there. I hear it. It's kicking up little things of dust. And you know how I just told you, hey, I haven't seen a stink bug in days. That was the cue. That was the cue. Hey, she misses us. Come on out. Come out and play. Get it?
I got him.
Thank you.
He's going swimming.
Okay. Have a nice swim. Have fun storming the castle. Thanks, honey. Okay. All right. Oh, you can see piewacket ears. Do you see right there? See right there? There's a piewacket. There's a pea-pie. Okay. So, Pisces, time to really connect in a broader sense too. Sometimes with Pisces, you can get very much lost in your own world and your own history, you know, in this lifetime. This is saying, Pisces, it's time to go far deeper than that, and we see the pyramids here. So spend this week evoking and operating from that deep well of collective unconscious, that deep wisdom. That's, you know, your Akashic, your access to the Akashic records. That's where you operate from this week, Pisces. Because it's going to be really hard to operate in any other way, I'll tell you what. You don't get much more intense than, you know, a fixed full or new moon with 4 other planets in that fixed sign too. Aries. Ooh, that one levitated. I don't know if you saw it float off the top, but we're going to set that one aside. I mean, it's so interesting when I'm shuffling. You'll literally see one that just like lifts off the deck and sort of floats for a second. All right, Aries, my favorite Martians. Getting pulled over here. And we have another hand. So the compassion, showed the hand like this. This one has a hand like this. We have the Ace of Wands, which is illumination. All right, Aries, time to shine a light on some things. Time to shine a light on what you want to accomplish next, what you want to launch after Mercury turns direct. Let's look at Star Family here. You're part of a team of souls calling support. The other one that flew out of the deck. So I'm going to take a second one here for Aries. Earthed, learning how to be human in the world but not of it, and you're part of a team of souls. So Aries, think about what you can do. Call in support and illumination here. Whatever problem you're wrestling with, whatever you're struggling with right now, Aries, aside from the get me the fuck out of this house syndrome, would benefit from you reaching out for some support. Just talking to somebody else. Even if you go to somebody's house and you stand on the porch 10 feet apart in your masks and talk for a little while, it's time to do something to disturb the loneliness, disturb the bottled up feeling. And of course, with all this Aquarius energy, even if we weren't bottled up in a pandemic, we'd be feeling restless. But the restless energy here is just massive, absolutely massive. And the high mental energy, which Mercury retro, it's hard to track it anywhere. So look at where, Aries, you need some information in order to move forward, where you can turn on a light. Okay, how's this? Think about just where things have been feeling dark. Think about where you've been feeling the most in the basement, in a corner, in the dark, in, that kind of in the basement dingy feel, because that's where you need to bring the light. And it could be bringing in a sense of fun. It could be letting yourself just be human, be the human being that you are with, we all have flaws and we all make mistakes. Let that be the way it is, and call in support when you need it, when things are feeling especially dark, Aries. So there's the illumination, and look at this beautiful image. It's like you want to put your hand to something here, but look at all the many, 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 many choices. So sort of like put your hand out, let the light find you, ask for support, talk to a friend and say, what do you like best about me, if you need a little bit of light in your darkness there, Aries. And of course, Mars right now is, wait, let me think. No, Uranus is the one that's squaring Saturn. So we've got that. When you get Mars Saturn, it's like foot on the gas and foot on the brake at the same time. With Uranus Saturn, it's traditional versus new, old versus new. So we want to, we're getting a pull to stick with tradition, but we're getting pulled to innovate and, get the hell out of Dodge on the other end. Know that Uranus is actually ruling Saturn right now, although Saturn is still in a good position. So when you're talking about aspects, here's an astrological aside here. When you're talking about aspects, it's not just, this planet trining that planet or this planet squaring that planet. There are ways to tell which planet is the more strongly placed in any aspect. Whether it's in its own sign, whether it's dignified, whether it's exalted, or in fall or in detriment that's going to affect the power of the planet. Whichever planet is better placed in the sign that it is going to have a stronger effect. So we have Saturn in Aquarius, which means Uranus has rulership over it, Uranus in Taurus, but Saturn is the classical ruler of Aquarius. So Saturn is certainly well placed there. And then Uranus rules over it. So it's kind of like even odds who's going to win out there. It's just really finding the balance point of what do I keep and what do I get rid of. All right. Taurus. We have 10 of Crystals, delusion. Okay, getting pulled over here. Delusion and karmic relationships. So delusion, of course, is about not seeing clearly. It's about seeing what's there and calling it something other than it is. So Taurus, what your struggle this week is with Mars and Uranus going through your sign, with Saturn squaring Uranus in your sign, is we've got to make sure that we're calling a spade, calling a sword, look at the situation that you're in, and you can tell where this is happening by how insistent you are on your truth of the way something is. Okay? Hi, Amy. Hi, honey. Yay. So when you find yourself getting very insistent about, this is the way this is. No, I know it is. This is the truth of it. It might be time to sit back and ask yourself, is this the whole truth, or am I seeing this in a skewed way? Because this is saying you've got some illusions to disabuse yourself of. You need to be disillusioned about something. And over here, karmic relationships, Orion energy, it looks like onion, I swear to God. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So we do have some thoughts to clear up, Taurus, around karmic relationships and relationships in which you have conflict. And what that means is you've got something to work out, so there's potential for growth. See how you can turn that? There's conflict in this relationship and it's karmic. Oh my God, it's old past life stuff, and you can start feeling like it's never going to go away. But what you can do is see the opportunity for growth. This is an opportunity to remove an obstacle from my life, to step more fully into my life, more consciously into my life, and to move a relationship forward one way or another. Sometimes we have relationships, karmic relationships, and once we've helped, once we've resolved whatever karmic business we have together, the relationship goes away. Karmic relationships don't necessarily mean we stay together forever. We come together to address the unfinished business, and it doesn't matter if the other person deals with the unfinished business. You're the one that matters. It's your karma that you have to worry about. All right? So this is saying just be very honest with yourself, Taurus, this week, and whatever may come up when a conflict comes up with someone and you're feeling polarized and pulled, me against you, start thinking, is this the way this has to be? And even think about, is this karmic business? And you can even step outside of the conflict, do a little bit of meditation, do a reading. What is this about? What is it that I'm here to learn? Because the faster you can get busy on your part of the lesson, the faster resolution can happen. Okay? All right, Taurus. That was, I keep thinking about Pisces. Pisces reading was just so airy and floaty and, foggy, but that's Pisces, right? So, super restless. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad enough. My husband and I went for a ride for like an hour and a half today. Gray, snowy, we're so grayed out here. But just to get out and put on Pink Floyd at ear-splitting levels, was, and not ear splitting. We have a fabulous stereo in our little car, and our little used car. And it just felt good. You know, sometimes listening to music that you listened to when you were young can really renew your spirit. So when you can't travel and get out and mix with people physically, you can get out and mix mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You can do this through music. You can do this through smell. All right, I can tell this is Aquarian energy here because it's getting weird. All right. Okay, so before I started, I was so because of the camera thing that happened. And it's like, all right, I need to get myself grounded again so I can enjoy doing readings. And I did that through smell. And I went and got these are my two favorites together recently because the patchouli is root chakra and lotus is like crown chakra. And this is my favorite now brand. And so you know, this is a lifetime supply of patchouli. I will probably be willing this to one of my children because this is going to last beyond my lifetime. That's a hell of a lot of patchouli. And the lotus, you know, the patchouli is so grounding, and the lotus just lifts you straight up. So those smells have been helping me. All right. Gemini. Let's see. Where my Gemini's at? All right, Gemini wants to go right here. And right here. And we have earthed again. All right, Eight of Wands is harmony and earthed. All right, Gemini, this is a particularly tough time for you because your ruling planet is retrograde. And, you know, how hard is it for Gemini not to be able to communicate about things and not to be able to just, you know, put out lots of information? This is talking about, well, music, first of all. So let's go shift from the verbal left brain into the musical right brain, Gemini. Find something that doesn't require you to be talking or communicating verbally in any way, writing, talking, whatever it is that's, you know, difficult when Mercury's bass backwards. We're just talking about music. So Gemini, let it take you someplace else. And, you know, to satisfy this, put on stuff you can sing to. Sing, sing, sing. La, 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 la. I mean, Gemini's got to have a mouth going, right? They just have to have a mouth going. And if you can't do it communicating in words, if there's not somebody to talk to, or if it's just not easy to do, go to music, see where it can take you, and then let it bring you into your body. Let it bring you. So again, I mean, I always recommend this because my practice is shamanic, but when you're doing your new moon ritual, make it something physical. Put on some great music. Put on Heilung. Put on, you know, what are the names? David and Steve Gordon, I think. The Sacred Earth drums from way back when. Put on some good drumming and let it pound and jump around and get out of that left brain logical headspace where there's so much frustration right now. I mean, there's so much activity, but a lot of frustration. So you can feed your mind with music. You can also do it with watching shows that are going to like fire your imagination with new ideas, give you something to think about, or just something entertaining. But Gemini, it is definitely time to be in sync with the energies that are flowing around you and not try to push against them this coming week. It's time to harmonize with them, harmonize with the earth, be in your body, try to stay grounded, as difficult as that can be to do. Where would we be without music, you guys? I want you to think about that. And think about, too, the fact that no matter where humans are in the entire history of humanity, no matter where we are or what you put in our hands, or even if you don't put anything in our hands, human beings make music. we find a way to make music. If you look at some of the instruments like the berimbau, which is a bow, was made, from a bow, but they, sitting around the fire when they're out in the jungle camping because they're on a hunting trip and started ding, 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 ding on the wire, and you got an instrument. I would love to play music in the background for you guys when I'm doing these things, and I do that with my drumming at the prayer circles, but I just don't want videos to get bounced. Cancer. Cancer wants me to come all the way over here. All right. And we have another repeat, star ancestors and priestess. So Cancer, for your new moon work, step into the role of priestess all the way. And what is a priestess? What does that mean? In the witchcraft traditions, particularly Wicca, Alexandrian Wicca that I was initiated into, everybody that's initiated is a priest or a priestess. Okay? So, but we're not all the same, And what that means when you're initiated as a priest or priestess is that you are qualified to run a circle. You have the basic skills that it takes to make the sacred space, to raise energy, But there are different priests and priestesses. Some of us are initiated and we're not good at running a circle. And, we might be able to pull things together, but we're not particularly talented at it. But you are a priest or a priestess of something. For instance, a priest of music, a priestess of music, of divination, of ritual, of maybe you're somebody that just specializes in doing weddings. Hold on 1 second here, you guys. I'll tell you what. All right, I'm going to short circuit myself here. Remember what I'm talking about. My senses are going haywire. I don't know if you're feeling this, but my senses are going haywire. I just put my slippers on and it feels like they are soaking wet. And they're not. I just had to feel it. It's like, it just feels like I just stuck my foot in a wet slipper. I don't understand what's going on. All right, anyway. So we each have our specialty. And for Cancer, with your sensitivity and your empathy, you have what it takes to step into the role of a true priest or priestess. And what is that? It's a bridge. You're a bridge between the mundane and the sacred, between the ordinary and the divine. So we are the ones that open ourselves up as a vessel for divine energy to pour into. So this week and starting tomorrow on the new moon, Cancer, think about in those terms of what does it mean to make myself a vessel, to become a vessel and a receptacle for the divine and for star ancestors. So here's that star ancestors card again with the pyramids, hidden secrets, lost wisdom. So first of all, you are already a vessel for that. You are already a bridge and a conduit to that underground well that has all the wisdom of the ancestors. But also think about being a cup and letting cosmic energy pour down into you, and then translating that to the rest of the human beings that don't have the makings of a priest or priestess. So that's what I got for you, Cancer. Where is the sacred in your life? How can you really look at and discover and celebrate the sacred in your life? And how can you open yourself to it as a vessel of the divine for this new moon and this week? All right. And now to La 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 Leo. Me. Who's Leo's? Okay, I see 4 likes. I see 7 watching. Hit that like button, please. Oh, please. I mean, if you don't like it, just lie. Lie and hit the like button anyway, Do a priestess a favor. All right. Ooh. this is who wants to come out before I even spread them out. And it's that delusion card again. Oh, shit. All right. I know. Personally, I know exactly what this is talking about. So, Leo, you also are laboring under some delusions here. I just heard that little acronym of fear with the false evidence of appearing real. So, things that you're fearing, Leo, places where you're feeling less than, that's a delusion. All right. This one wants to come out. And we have Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, and Higher Learning. All right. So we chose to come onto this planet. We chose this particular school. And in this school, we have to go through like all the permutations that are possible in learning. And I have heard it said that this is the toughest school there is, that throughout the universe, there are so many places to manifest. There are so many planets and, material places to materially manifest that are so very different, and that this is one of the most difficult ones. And I just, on a hunch, I think that's probably a pretty good bet when you look at the struggles that we go through on this planet in this life over and over and over again and seem not to be learning. The very few learn and graduate. So you chose to come here. You might as well really go after the learning with everything you got. So look at where you might be deluding yourself. And that doesn't mean, when you think about a delusion, it's like, oh, the delusion of I'm really fabulous and great and maybe I'm not as talented as I think I am. No, I'm talking about the delusion of I'm not worth anything. The delusion of I'm here by myself and separate and duking it out all on my own and there's no help for me. That's a delusion. So, hi, Rose. I'm so glad you made it, honey. So, yeah, look at where you are deluded about who you are and your place here and what you're deserving of, and try to look at the patterns in your life and look at those life lessons. So this is a great Mercury retro thing because it's not really practical. It's delving into, the psycho-spiritual. But Leo, this is a good week to do that. And I did that on Monday when the migraine hit me. And I'll tell you a little secret. Migraines have the same chemical signature as the emotion of shame. And I was told by a counselor once when I got a migraine out of the blue that was very coincidental. She told me that. And I have noticed that anytime I have a migraine hit, I'm feeling very shameful about something. And boy, my family did shame. They were pros at it. So that certainly hit me on Monday. And, the migraine went ba-boom. And I sat and thought about it. And it's like, yeah. So I identified what it was that I was feeling shame about. Got through that little delusion. But there's more to come this week, Leo, and just really look at how the stories you're telling yourself and just ask yourself, is that really true? And see how you can use this retro, particularly this week, to revise that story for yourself. Revise that story. Remind yourself, I signed up for these lessons, and be thankful for them. Be thankful. Yeah, isn't it, Rose? If you get migraines, use that information and see what you think. And Virgo's flying out the deck here as I shuffled. This one came rocking out. Hit that like button, folks. Come on, if you hadn't done it. And I will spread these out and just leave them there for the next time. All right. Na. All right. Time space. Oh, looky. I love it. You can tell I've done a blessing while I had this card out. It's got little droplets all over it. I might have used it in spell work once upon a time. So we have time space, which is the judgment card. No, which is the world card. Time space. So Virgo. Virgo, this week you're looking at accomplishments, you know, things that require a linear track. All right, hold on, there's more coming. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. So you are accountable for what you do with the gifts that Spirit has given you. And time space here is a reminder that giving your gifts doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else out there recognizes them. I'm going to try to make this clear. It's a very nebulous thought in my head. But sometimes we give, you know, we want to think about gifts we give being of value to society in a standard way, like, you know, money-making skills or thing, you know, the thing I got a degree for, or, you know, the training I had, something that is like externally validated. This is talking about Virgo being in that timeless time, spaceless space, and giving your gifts of energy, giving your gifts of spirituality as a creative act, So this way, just think about, what am I creating with my actions? What am I creating with my thoughts? Because time space talks about, ironically, it's like the unified field here. All right, hold on. I'm going to try to get my thoughts in order here. Hook a priestess up. All right, let's see here. Okay. All right. So, Virgo, this is a tough week for you too, a tough time for you with Mercury retro. It's your ruling planet too. So let's step out of the linear. I've got to get something accomplished and it's got to be organized. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. This week is not going to be about organization, Virgo. So it's about free flow and how you can let yourself go into that free flow in a creative manner rather than a structured, organized manner. All right, so this is your challenge with all this Aquarian energy, Virgo, is to get out of that need for things to be organized and to make sense and be logical and scheduled, step-by-step stuff. All right, so this week, Virgo, check out from the linear world, you know, for your new moon ritual. Go into that time that is no time and place that is no place. And let your bad self romp and play. All right? Romp and play as a creative act. Give a performance, a beautiful dance performance for you and Spirit, you know, for all time. And as you're doing that, think about the best that the world can be, you know. So this can be a great way to do spell work. You don't necessarily have to burn a candle or something like that. You can dance your spells and just let it go. All right, I can't get any clearer than that. Thank you, Mercury. All right, now we're on to Libra. And that's what I like about the old US Games decks, is you can go, and they spread so nicely. Libra. And you know what I'm going to do? The thing I forgot to do at the beginning. This might clear my head a little bit. That's about the frequency my brain is vibrating at right now. Very high frequency, that is. All right. Back in my body again. Now we're on to Libra. Third time. Third time. The Three of Wands, compassion comes up. They want me over here. All right. Compassion, Three of Wands, jump in, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. All right. So I'm looking at all the hands. We have a hand here and here and here. Reaching out to someone this week, Libra, reaching out to see what assistance you can give and saying yes to change. So there's something here, Libra, that really needs to shift and adjust this week. And you might be feeling resistant to it. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So it's talking about saying yes to change and adventure. And let's put it together with compassion. Hold on. Equanimity and compassion. For two of the four immeasurables, equanimity and compassion. So looking at Libra, okay, God, what a Libra card. Equanimity, of course. Do your Libra thing. And we're weighing and balancing good, bad, which is better, which is worse. But this is time to kind of let go of all of that and see the good in everything. Here comes a change. This isn't what I planned, but what's the good in this? Let's find the good in this and go with it. Okay? Looking at the idea of compassion, it's the compassionate way to be with yourself, to look at things with equanimity and not get pulled into the judgment of good, bad, like, dislike. All right, so you'll have opportunities this week to practice that equanimity, Libra. And okay, hold on, there's more to come through. I need to shut up for a minute. The new moon is actually occurring in your decanate of Aquarius, Libra, the Libra decanate. So this new moon tomorrow, look at what you can bring into balance that hasn't been in balance. All right, help me out here, you guys. Okay. So Libra can be resistant to change because it takes them so long to get to a decision and decide, here's the way I want this, because I can see the good in everything. So equanimity, telling a Libra to practice equanimity is like, telling a fly to buzz. It's part of your makeup. So what you need to do, rather than the weighing and balancing that we usually go through, is this week there's going to be something that you're offered, an adventure, and when you start the weighing, balancing thing, it's time to just say yes and do it, provided that you're not putting yourself in a risky position as far as COVID goes. All right? So we're going to keep all of our good rules and healthy habits together. But we're going to say yes to a chance to adventure. And this might not come from externally. It might come from you, where it's like, I want to do this, but I really can't because I need to do this and I need to that, and I need to take care of compassion. I need to take care of these people. Caretaking, where what you need to do is just fuck off for a while and say, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm just going to take a little adventure. I don't know where I'm going. I'll be back, you guys. I don't know where I'm going. I'll be back. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing here, Libra, is it's just time to do something unexpected, something that you don't spend time thinking about. Okay, so it doesn't need to be something consequential. just something new and different. Don't be afraid of change, Libra. Change is change. It's not good or bad. It's good for some things, it's bad for other things. You know, equanimity says that we can find good and bad in everything. It depends on how we want to look at it. So if we just want to suspend how we look at it for a while and take it as it is, this is what equanimity practice is about accepting reality on its own terms, at face value. What if we just accept things at face value and say, okay, and not dither back and forth? Maybe that's your grand adventure, Libra. But I also think that you need to do something that's a little unexpected and just, say, hell yes, I will. Get yourself a break. And I have to tell you guys right now, I am very seriously considering of taking another week's break from the channel. That's how I was feeling yesterday, of I've just got to take a break because it was so overwhelming. And then I decided, no, I will decide that after the new moon. Let's let the moon move out of Aquarius. Sun will be out of Aquarius in the space of a week. And the restless factor will be minimizing, except for the fact that we've still got Mercury retro in Aquarius. Such a time of upheaval. You know, we're going through upheaval on the planet. We're going through upheaval in the United States. All this Aquarian upheaval, and it's like the gods shook everything and threw it up in the air. And we're waiting for things to land right now. And this can be the most difficult thing of all, is that place of uncertainty. I've told you guys many, many times. Let me get this exact quote here. And here it is, right to my hand, bang. Negative capability, that is, when a person is capable of being in uncertainties, mysteries, doubts, without any irritable reaching after fact and reason. And that is John Keats. So being able to be in doubt without getting cranky, and without trying to push it to somewhere that makes sense. So that's where we're at right now. Things don't make sense right now. And there's still going to be a lot more that doesn't make sense coming our way. And so we kind of start to freak out because it doesn't make sense. And we're trying to make it make sense. When actually what we're being called to do is practice being in doubt. We're being called to practice being where we are without answers. Okay. Where are we at? Scorpio. Okay, where's my Scorpios? Over here. And I'm getting pulled here. Okay. We have the Nine of Crystals, narrowness. And then we have Messenger, Sirius energy, that's Sirius, dog star Sirius, bringing harmony and balance. All right, so Scorpio, we're getting a little boxed in by our own ideas. Okay, narrowness here says that we're getting so focused on the way it should be, the way I want it to be, that we are missing a lot of opportunities. We're missing the possibilities that are really there, and we're making ourselves frustrated in the meantime. So time to broaden the focus here, Scorpio, and let some information and energy come in from Sirius, from the dog star. Because that can bring you some balance. So there's information available to you, and I want you to look at this. You see this image? Hold that image in your mind. There's no face here. We see a human-looking being, but we're looking straight through to space. So this is talking about spirit energy that really wants to connect with you But your view is a little too narrow about what's possible, about who you're in contact with, about who is communicating with you. So, Scorpio, time to sort of drop the walls, defocus a little bit. Let your eyes go soft focus a little bit because Scorpio is penetrating, you know. Instead of that, we just want to let loose a little bit. Go soft focus and then imagine this being with hands outstretched to you. Here, I have something for you. I have something to tell you. So when you're doing your new moon ritual tomorrow, Scorpio, you might have something very specific that you want to work on, but add to your ritual a place where your agenda is absent and where Spirit's agenda is everything. Create that space, let yourself open up to it, and see what message comes to you through your ritual work. I'm hearing the phrase caught in a trap. So, Scorpio is, as are the rest of us, feeling terribly hemmed in and restless. So, reaching out here can give you a way to escape that restlessness, a way to, spread out in new ways, new ways, because we can't do it the way we want to. Plus, if you're up in the north here, you guys, it's winter. And we're getting to that part of the winter, even though I get up in the morning and the birds are making spring sounds. It sounds like spring out there. It's snowy. Day after day, it's just gray, gray, gray. And whoa, here comes Sagittarius. So spring is, the sap is running. We have broken the back of winter. Spring is starting to emerge. You can tell the shrubs in the woods, they get like a green aura. There's no leaves or anything, but there's like a green cast around them. And so we know that spring is coming. And it just becomes a matter of endurance right now. And not just endurance. What do I always talk about? How do we go beyond survival and into thriving? So it's about thriving the best way you can. Learner is the first one for Sag. Over here. Okay. So we have Learner, the child of crystals. There's been a lot of crystals tonight. Did you notice? And I'm pretty sure that crystals are swords. Cups, crystals. Yeah, wands are wands. Worlds are pentacles. So yeah, crystals are swords. So we've had a lot of swords. Is anybody surprised with all this air energy going on? And if you didn't watch my chart reading, please do after this. There's zero fire on this new moon. Zero. So it is not about your passions. It's about your thoughts and where they're taking you. And there's a reason that swords are air and the intellect. And that's because where do all our problems come from? The liar in your head. Okay. Learner and the seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. Well, that's what I've been talking about over and over again here. Yes, we have robins too. We've had robins since the middle of January. So, and they do overwinter. I always thought they left in the spring. Now they do overwinter, but we usually don't see them, and we've been seeing them this winter. All right. Seeing potential. So Sagittarius, this is falling off a log easy for you. You are an inveterate learner. You are always open-minded and looking to bring in new information. Your ruling planet is in Aquarius right now. So it's a great time to just wake up your mind and feed it with great ideas and exciting things this week. Bringing unconsciousness to light, doing maybe some channeling kind of work in your medium of choice, whether it's chalks and colors, writing, automatic writing, doing readings, dance, whatever it is, that's what you can do this week. But more in the intellectual realm because of the learner thing. There's something here for you to focus on, Sag. Hold on a second. All right. So it's time to learn some things that you're not going to put into action until the retrograde clears. And I'm not talking about clearing the shadow, just clearing the retro, which is February. Hold up. 19th. The 19th is when we station direct. So look at what you can do now. So that's just another 9 days. Look at what information you can bring in. Do a little bit of research if this is business or learning a new platform or learning a new skill. This is a good week to do it. But like I said, don't look to really put anything new or practical in place until after Mercury has turned again. But this is also where you're looking at whatever endeavors you're making right now, and instead of just where you are, say, what is the real potential in this? Where could I really take this? And then let it take you someplace, right? Okay. Are we already at Capricorn? Gosh, the time's gone so fast tonight. And I feel like I've been babbling the whole time. Right. Capricorn. All right, Cappy. You're saying all the way at the end. All right. The first one we get is the Child of Worlds, which is player for you, Capricorn. With your ruling planet in Aquarius, it's time for you to loosen up in ways you generally don't, and to just let yourself play without a purpose, without any goal to achieve, just to play. And especially in ritual, to engage in that sacred play. I've done so many rituals where I just like set up my toys around me. Here's, a couple decks that I want to play with and stuff. And there's no real agenda or spell work to do. I just get into that trance space and then play, redecorate things, make things beautiful. Just creative play. That's what you're called to this week. And then over here, this is a great card for Capricorn. It says, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. So, Capricorn, it's very easy for you to conform, to be pulled by conformity and motivated by the desire to conform. Capricorn doesn't like to stand out except in achievement. Capricorn likes to be part of the context that they're in. They want to grow, and they want to achieve, and they want to rise up in that context, but they want to be in that context. So it's hard for a Capricorn to buck the system and do something weird and different. But this is telling you that you do have weirdness, and it's worth playing with, Capricorn. So I like the face your true north, finding, who you really, really are. And of course, with your natal chart, you're going to find that by the house that your sun sits in. You already know what your sun says about your sign, what to say about your sun in Capricorn. But we also want to look where what house your sun sits in, because that's going to show the context that you shine your light in. But you also want to look at where Uranus is in your natal chart, because that is your weirdness. And, with my Uranus conjuncting my sun, weirdness is me. I am weird. I don't hide it. That's the way it is. But you, Capricorn, might have your weirdness kind of tucked away in a little corner, and you don't want to let anybody see it. But this is talking about claiming your individuality to the extent that I'm the only one that has to validate where I am. So we're talking about internal referencing here, to where I don't need somebody else telling me that I've made it, I've achieved, I've accomplished, I'm worthy. I'm going to be the one that does that. And that feels weird to a Capricorn, because they're so very used to getting their validation externally. Filling the bill and accomplishing towards, what do I want to say here? God. Accomplishing things to the point where other people see that accomplishment. So now this week, Capricorn, time to just be your weird self, do something strange and interesting, and embrace it and play with it. I did, with all this Aquarian energy, yesterday we had a David Bowie session. Had a session of just hanging out and listening to a lot of Bowie. My son's partner is in our household now, which is such a wonderful relief. They did not see each other physically for 3 long months. So they're here together now, which means there's laughter in our house all the time. And Hope is a great fan of Bowie. And I said, what's your favorite stuff of his? And she doesn't really know all that much, mostly just the popular stuff that everybody knows. And I'm like, oh, honey, oh, darling. She had never heard Diamond Dogs. Here's somebody that loves David Bowie and had never heard the full album of Diamond Dogs. So it's like, come on, sit down, we're going. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. And then I start thinking about Bowie, who is the most Aquarian. When you think about appearance and what he looked like, so Aquarian. He has Aquarius rising. That's what the rising sign is. When you talk about physical appearance in the rising sign, that's it. And when you have Aquarius rising, there's going to be something weird and non-traditional about your appearance, whether you have hair that's wacky colors, or when I was in my first astrology class, and this was back in 1982, she was talking about, she was delineating my chart. She did each of our charts. And she was looking at my Sun Uranus conjunction. And she's like, okay, well, twitsy. She'd say twitsy instead of twitchy. You can be really twitsy and everything. And yeah, I vibrated, and I'm very twitchy and, hectic and everything else. But she's like, usually something, with Uranus focalized like that, there's going to be like hats. Do you like to wear hats? Do you like to wear kooky hats? Mostly, something kooky about the appearance and kooky hats. And then she stops and goes, well, your hair is blue. And back in 1982, that was still shocking. So that was an enlightening moment for her. But David Bowie is such a grand example of Aquarius rising. Why did I spread these cards back out? I'm not sure. Do we have a question we want to ask? Because I went through everybody. Let's see. I'm resisting getting the carrot cards because I don't want to dive into politics. We're keeping the vibration high here. And you know what? I'm not seeing Samantha, darling. I talked to her earlier and she said, I'll see ya, but I don't see her here. That makes me sad. Oh, well. And whoever hasn't clicked the like button, please do. Like I said, hook a priestess up. Do me a solid. All right. Let's just look at for all of us. For all of us, where we're at now. What wisdom do we need? And we get the card, one of the cards that was out in the beginning. Sage of Wands is the seer. And this is Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. It's also where we need to start really seeing with our double vision in everyday life. You know, we tend to be either one or the other, where you're in the mundane, seeing with mundane eyes, you know, dealing with mundane judgments and everything. And then we go into ritual space, and now I'm seeing with the eyes of spirit. So, more of an everyday practice of doing both of those things at the same time, seeing with the eyes of spirit and recognizing that we are part of a team here. So, Star Family is the final message here. And talking about the team that we have here, and let's talk about some other little ideas like, has it ever occurred to you since, I mean, I don't know what your beliefs are as far as reincarnation, but I believe that I've been here before. I mean, many, 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 many times. And the Hindus believe that we have tens of thousands of lives and that we go through everything. We exist as every creature on this planet by the time we're done. From a worm to a bug to an amoeba to a whale to a human being to, you know, a plant, that we experience all of it on this earth school. So knowing that we've been together many, many times, and let's be clear too, you know, that when you're talking about karma and events happening, not every event that happens to you is your direct karma. Some, because you know, there's everybody's karma. Wheels are turning everywhere. Many people's wheels turning all over the place, and free will happening. And you know, sometimes a lot of different things intersect, and you're caught in it, and something happens that you didn't actually deserve. You know, but there's also the consciousness that we carry. And when you have consciousness in this lifetime, the lifetime we're in, and we're all sitting here conscious that it's not just all about the material. We're all here aware that there's another octave and many, many more layers of knowledge and meaning and connection available to us. So it's not that much of a stretch to think that maybe back in one of those lifetimes when our circles intersected again, that we may have made agreements with each other, that we will get together again, you know, in the craft. When we're honoring our ancestors, we say, and we will know, you know, we will meet and know and love them again. So when we're grieving and we've lost someone, we make that statement, we will meet you again, we will know you again, and we will love you again. And so, you know, why doesn't that apply to us here? I think that it may. We certainly recognize each other in our knowledge that we have faculties far beyond our five senses. So play with that idea for a while this week, that you in the past have set purposes for yourself that are playing out now. And stay away from the fault and the blame thing. Okay, I set this up in some way, it's all my fault. You know, stop that. Stop it. Think about, in a past lifetime, I said, I'm going to come back to this place and learn this again. There's more that I need to learn here. I'm going to connect with these people again so that we can learn and so that we can remember. We can help each other remember. So I think I'm going to wrap this up tonight by just asking us all. There have been plenty of messages tonight that were not very practical. And, you know, I took them in an impractical way by choosing the decks that I chose, and also by, you know, reading in the context of all this Aquarian and Mercury retro energy. But in this energy, we can take this next week and instead of thinking in terms of the practical, think in terms of agreements that we've made before, people that we're connected with now, and recognizing the golden opportunities in that knowing. There's a golden opportunity when you say, I asked for this experience so that I can learn something. And then you can really feel yourself opening up to what is there to be learned. I hope that made sense because it's, I feel dense, you know? I feel, no, I don't feel dense. What I feel like is this really buzz, high buzzy vibration, and it's hard to bring it down here into density and put it into words for you. It's one of those things, can I just, can I just send it to you? But by all means, take advantage of all of this Aquarian energy, all of this air energy, this intellectual energy tomorrow. Do your spell work. Do your best to lift up this vibration. So, whatever you're doing for yourself personally, I know that I will be doing some work tomorrow that brings, as my friend Samantha's always been saying, let it all come out into the light of day. Let it all come out into the light of day. So think about this Aquarian crystalline energy and this, this beautiful crystal clarity. And think about everything that's going on in our world and our government and bringing this kind of crystal clarity to it so that we can see through smoke screens, so that we can see through lies, so that we can see through to a better way and a better future and lift that vibration because it doesn't get much higher than an Aquarian vibration. All right? Did any of that make sense to you guys? I sure hope it did. I'm trying to bring my little box down again. La la la. There we go. And do something fun for yourself too. A couple weeks ago we watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure. That sure was fun. I think tonight we're going to watch the South Park movie because Hope has never seen South Park. So we're going to have some big old laughs here pretty soon. All right, you guys. I hope that was fun for you. Please, if you haven't hit the like button, hit it now. And please consider leaving a donation for me so I can start saving money for a new computer, because if this computer tanks, my channel's going away for a while. All right. Oh, Rose! That's hilarious. That's just hilarious. Poor Rose. She would come to the lives every week and miss Capricorn. Did I get here in time? And she would be too late for Capricorn. And so she got here in time for Capricorn and got a phone call and missed Capricorn. And I'm wrestling with going back to these lives and putting timestamps on the readings. I don't know whether that's just my low self-esteem talking or my laziness. I think I probably will because I care about you guys, and I want it to be easy if you've missed. I also want you to just hang out, it would be funner to hang out if we could all talk to each other. So here's another thing. Down below, you see that Patreon link? If you click click on that and join at the first level, it's $3 a month. That's it, guys. $3 a month. But you will be invited into the patron Zoom calls. And once those get going, now I've never had all three of my patrons. See, I just told you how many patrons I have. It's kind of sad. But when we start getting a group of people there, I totally want us to get into virtual coven activities and group readings and stuff, but I just don't have enough people to do that yet. So help me grow. I am hoping that I can start photographing because it's new moon. I really want to launch the prayer bead kits. These are the prayer bead kits, you guys. Let me find one to show you. Let's show you this one. I have worked and worked and worked on these. This is a silk bag. So my plan is to photograph tomorrow so I can launch. There's a set. and your beads. And then let's grab a, oops. Let's grab a white set as well too. I love the colors. And another thing is I've got a shit ton of tassels left over of varying colors, and I've got all kinds of ideas cooking about what I can do with those. And that's a dangerous place. Ideas cooking is a dangerous place for me because I tend to get too many ideas and then I overwhelm myself and I can't see them through. But here they are. I've got like 22 kits, and they're going to be $30 each. Whether they're in a silk bag or a brocade bag, I've got pretty much the same amount in materials in both of those. So, the Patreon call. Oh yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, Rose. Anne missed it too. It's okay. We'll get our shit together. Period. I was going to say soon or someday or anything. It's like, no, we'll get our shit together. Period. We will. I promise we will. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do look forward to someday maybe moving this to a Zoom forum where we can actually talk to each other. I think that would do wonders for our loneliness. So jump on down there, join Patreon at the basic level, and let's start having some Zoom calls together. All right? If you don't want to join Patreon, just shoot me a few dollars. I am eternally grateful. All right, I'm going to quit babbling here. Good to be with you. Take care, you guys. Stay safe. Monitor your intake as usual. But remember, these are historic things going on. And I watched today, even though I knew there was going to be some really violent things to watch, because I feel like the people that went through that trauma there, this is Tonglen practice. I can watch it and I can take some of that suffering and move it through. And yes, Rose, I did get the deck. So thank you so much, honey. It's getting reviewed this Friday. So you can look forward to a review of the Flowers of the Night Oracle on Friday that Rose sent me as a gift. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And it reminds me, I've always wanted to do a moon garden that's all like blue flowers and night blooming flowers and things like that. So it's gotten me really excited there. All right, you guys, take care. I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Friday, and I'll see you on Saturday for Prayer Circle. In the meantime, blessed be.